is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Former President Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, brought their star power to the second night of the Democratic National Convention. The former First Lady and the 44th President threw their support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. Tonight, another former president, Bill Clinton, will take the stage, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will formally accept his party's nomination for vice president. Let's get right out to CBS News Miami's Skylar Henry live in Chicago with the breakdown. Hey, Skylar.
Hey, Naja, good to be with you. Yeah, many of the experts and lawmakers that we spoke with today say that this will be an opportunity for the governor to introduce himself to a national audience, really talking about his makeup and where he stands on the issues. It's set to be another star-studded evening, not only with celebrities, but with lawmakers up and down the ticket.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz checked out the stage at the Democratic National Convention hours before he's set to deliver his keynote speech as Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate.
When you look at Tim, you see a Democratic governor delivering results in every community, from the cities to the suburbs to rural towns.
Former President Bill Clinton and former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will also take the stage tonight before Walz officially accepts his party's nomination. It's an opportunity for the former congressman, Army National Guard veteran, and one-time high school teacher and football coach to introduce himself to a national audience.
There are still quite a few people who do not know who he is. What are you expecting tonight?
I think that there are lots of people. You're being generous.
Senator LaVonza Butler of California says Walz will address all Americans.
Coach Walz, I believe, is going to speak directly to working families all across the country, communicating what he and Vice President Harris want to get done in moving our country forward.
And while Harris and Walz try to continue to build momentum, William Howell, a professor of American politics at the University of Chicago, says to do that, they need specific policies.
They need to give a fuller sense of what their vision is, where they want to go, so that the interest is sustained and the enthusiasm is held.
Harris will have the opportunity to do just that tomorrow night when she accepts her party's nomination.
And Democrats are calling their theme for tonight a fight for our freedoms, speaking to personal freedoms that they feel as if would be impacted by former President Trump, everything from reproductive rights to the state of the economy and health care altogether. We're here in Chicago. I'm Skylar Henry. Now, back to you.
All right. Sounds like an eventful night. Thank you, Skylar. And you can watch CBS News coverage of the DNC tonight starting at 9 p.m. right here on CBS Miami. Then stick around for the late news.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside, if you've been driving out and about today, you know that rain and flooding has really been an issue. Let's get right to Next Weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler. And Cindy, roads got pretty bad in some areas today.
They did. Again, I-95, 836. Wow. As I was coming into work, a lot of water on those roads, and the ponding and the puddling, especially on the side of the road. You have to be very careful. That slows down traffic. Yes, it's a long commute today. And a lot of this rain now is going to be coming to an end in the next couple of hours, but we still have some pretty good downpours up here in Broward County. This little shower here has gone through Pompano Beach. Now, did drop a lot of rain, has weakened considerably though, and then another shower, another storm just off to the west of that. So this is going to follow the same track. So it looks like Coral Springs, the Weston area, you're going to pick up some rain out of this, and these are heavy downpours. This is tropical moisture that comes through. We did have a lot of lightning and thunder with this before we actually got this wave coming through, and the rainfall amounts anywhere from 1 to 2. There could be some higher amounts locally in spots really along the coast, and this is just what we expected with the southwesterly flow pushing that sea breeze or pinning that sea breeze right up along the coastal areas, and that's where it's been the heaviest rain. Now we're going to continue with these rain chances. It's not going away. We're not going to be drying out anytime soon. So tomorrow we'll put it at about a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms. We'll bring it down just a little bit from today and then push it right back up again as we head into actually this would be Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, again, 60% chance. And really, over the weekend, we've got a weak tropical wave that's going to be coming through, and that's going to bring some moisture. We're going to watch this actually come in from the east and move right across the state and actually get stuck. So lots of rain heading through this weekend. If you do have plans, that's something that you want to keep in mind. We'll time this out for you on our next weather tracker. So by noontime tomorrow, again, even as the winds start to shift to the south and southeast, we'll see some showers and thunderstorms developing. But look what happens by the afternoon. They move into the interior and then eventually the west coast. So we're going back to what we're used to with this flow, more of an easterly flow. We've been in this southwesterly flow for the last few days, kind of unusual for us. But this time we're going to go back to that. And then that little wave comes in this weekend with so much tropical moisture, very wet conditions. The ground is saturated already. So again, we could see some localized flooding both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures tomorrow, it'll be a steamer again, looking for highs in the lower 90s, of course, pushing those heat indices into the triple digits. So tomorrow looking for a high of 92 degrees, 92 on Friday. Look at these rain chances high all the way through the weekend. A little bit less rain chances heading into next week.
Voters have decided on several key races in South Florida. One of the major races was for Miami-Dade mayor. Incumbent Daniela Levine Cava has won re-election with almost 58% of the vote. This morning, she spoke to us about her victory and what lies ahead. Take a listen.
We're going to build on the investments that we have made in our airport, in our water system, in our housing, and I look forward to continuing to build on the strong partnerships with our cities, our regional partners in Monroe, Broward, and Palm Beach, and to bring our business, community, nonprofits, local governments together to take on our challenges, big and small.
The other big story locally is Miami-Dade Sheriff on the Democratic side. Chief of Public Safety James Reyes gets the nod to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. He was endorsed by Mayor Levine Cava and spoke earlier this morning.
Folks being able to associate with someone who was raised in Hialeah and in Miami-Dade, a product of the Miami-Dade public school system, resonated as well. But our message of always having public safety as #1 priority for the Sheriff's Office come 2025.
On the Republican side, Rosie Cordero Studs has secured the nomination. Cordero Studs is a longtime officer. She beat out a crowded field of candidates with just under 25% of the vote.
The fight is not over. This is not the finish line.
In Broward County, incumbent Sheriff Gregory Toney has secured the Democratic nomination for Broward Sheriff. No one ran on the Republican side, but he will face an independent candidate in November. For Broward School Board, 2 of Governor Ron DeSantis' appointees from 2022 have been voted out of the school board. Daniel Foganholi Sr. received 20% of the votes. He lost to Maura McCarthy Bullman with 100% of precincts reporting. For District 2, Torey Alston was defeated by Rebecca Thompson. And for all the Florida primary election results, just go to our website, cbsmiami.com. You'll find a link on our homepage. Up in smoke, flames scorching a store in Sunrise. Take a look. Aftermath video of the fire shows the charred wreckage left behind. The Lauderhill Fire Department says the fire sparked on the 2nd floor. The building's sprinkler system managed to keep the flames isolated to one booth. Crews quickly put out that fire. No word yet on what caused it. No one was hurt. Dramatic video as police swarm a Hialeah home overnight, firing shots, killing one man. Police say it all started as a deadly stabbing spree. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch is in Hialeah. He spoke to officers.
We are learning much more information about a deadly domestic incident in Hialeah. Police received a call about a disturbance at a home early this morning, and when they got there, they say they were met by a woman outside who had been stabbed, and they also found 2 other women inside the home who had been stabbed. They say a man in his 20s attacked his 17-year-old sister, mother, and grandmother. One of them died. The suspect was shot and killed by police. We heard from the president of the South Florida PBA.
When the police arrived, the subject then turned his anger towards the police officers and came at them with a knife and The officers had no other choice but to discharge their firearm and had to take the subject. When the officers gave multiple commands for him to drop it, he just did not comply with them, and they were forced to shoot. And like I've said in the past, no officer ever relishes taking the life of somebody, but they had no other choice but to shoot the subject, and unfortunately he's no longer here with us.
We'll have much more on this story coming up in just an hour on CBS News Miami. In Miami, Peter Nash, CBS News Miami.
The dean of a Florida college on administrative leave after the school library is accused of dirty work. We'll explain when we come back. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. A Florida college under fire. It's after the school's leadership claims the library was caught doing dirty work. Here's more from Sarasota.
Now, school leaders are saying that the library didn't follow state policy that's laid down for conducting routine disposal of materials.
As a student, I just think maybe we could have had a better use of that. Throwing away books, and there's nothing wrong with them. It seems like we're just wasting a little bit. Trying to be as resourceful and mindful as possible.
New College's president Richard Cochran saying tonight the optics of books in a dumpster were not ideal, explaining it was due to, quote, ongoing structural challenges alongside a standard librarian process. His statement went on to say in part that the removal of library materials is a necessary process to ensure the collection remains relevant, also describing recent news coverage as sensationalized and catering to certain narratives. Quote, the disposition of materials is a necessary process in libraries and ensures that our collection remains relevant, up to date, and in good condition for our community's use. End quote. Among those critics, Sarasota's Sea Alliance, who tonight are calling foul.
That the library dean and library staff should not be villainized in this moment. Richard Corcoran and the Board of Trustees at the New College of Florida are the problem, not the incredible library team.
While they say campus police prevented them from saving library books inside the dumpster, Sea Alliance telling us tonight it was able to save some books from the Gender Studies program.
So we are actually opening up a community library out of C-Space Sarasota. We have several hundred of them in the space, and we're now organizing them by category. I think what's really important is that the collection stays together and that it be made available to the New College community and the greater Sarasota community.
Moving forward, some students want such policy allowing books to be treated this way reviewed so it doesn't happen again.
Maybe they could give it to another state organization and just have it resourced with another state program. I think there should be some reconsideration on how that goes.
In Sarasota, Aduria Chumba, 10 Tampa Bay.
Here's a look at what's coming up all new on CBS News Miami at 5 o'clock. Back to school, back to the gridiron. A TikTok sensation who went viral for her lessons on the fins is now expanding her curriculum, and we catch up with Mrs. Crippen ahead at 5. That's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.